for you, Mayor, obviously, and I guess if Sharif and Dean want to chime in. I know you've been critical of former Governor Cuomo for the money that was not given to New York City, but he has been the governor since August 2021. What have your conversations been like with Governor Kathy Hochul about what the city is owed, while also knowing you need her buy-in to tax the wealthiest? And additionally, I know you're here saying that you want to be as clear to New Yorkers as possible, but you're not really giving details on how you could and would make cuts, saying you're going to look inward. I guess it sounds like therapy speak, but it's not really useful in practical terms for what the city and what New Yorkers, whether they're working class, the poorest or the wealthiest New Yorkers, could go through while you're trying to get this budget correctly. So do you want to give more details?
Yeah. We are going to deliver a preliminary budget on February 17th. And when we do so, that will be a budget that lays out the specifics of this. What we wanted to do is be very clear with New Yorkers as soon as the scale of this fiscal deficit came to our attention, what it was, how we got here. In the time between now and the release of that preliminary budget, we are going to be sharing additional specifics, not only in terms of the fiscal gap once these revenues are accounted for, once these Wall Street bonuses are accounted for, but also the kinds of savings that we are pursuing. And that specificity is going to be one that makes clear we are looking not only to protect and deliver public goods, but also public excellence, public efficiency, and that we are not going to allow for this kind of a fiscal crisis to be the justification for pulling back on the kinds of city services that New Yorkers so desperately and deeply deserve.
Back to my first question, what have your conversations with Governor Hochul been like? Because hasn't she and her state budget been withholding funds from the city since 2022?
I've been encouraged by our conversations with Governor Hochul, and I've been encouraged also by the relationship that we are building, which is a different kind of relationship than one that's typically been the case between City Hall and Albany. And I continue to have a belief in our ability to meet this kind of a challenge and to do so with the scale of response that's necessary.